Can you tell us more about these revelations that a man whose identity apparently has been confirmed from a passport, a Syrian passport found on him, may have passed through Greece?
Indeed. So what we have is a statement from the Citizens Protection Ministry just released, and they said that the passport in question belonged to a person who arrived in Greece on the island of Leros on the 3rd of October. Now, he had been identified, the statement says, according to the EU rules as they were decided by a recent summit on the refugee crisis. What they're also adding is that they're unclear, of course, if then the passport itself was actually checked by other countries that the person in question might have used to get to France. Now, the Greeks are not divulging that many information on the matter. However, hearing that there's been a request for based on this passport, for the fingerprints to be sent out, because fingerprints, of course, whenever migrants and refugees arrive to the island, they're being processed with these rules where their fingerprints are taken, as long as, with all the further information. So these details will be now sent to France and to see and corroborate there with all the further needs of the investigation as it continues.
And Natalie, is there a sense that this might lead to a backlash in Greece against the migrants?
Well, looking at the media now, reading it, and looking on, of course, social media and speaking to people, you get this fear that Greece will be, in some sense, blacklisted because of this. And there's this fear. Reading on the social media, you feel that they're saying, this sense of solidarity that the Greek people has given to the migrants and refugees coming here, all the help despite the huge crisis ravaging Greece, that all this now is just going to be tarnished by this one incident, when still all the information is, of course, still yet to be available. I mean, we don't really know what the links are, and especially as the Greek authorities have been reiterating for months now that they need more help. Even the High Commissioner of the United Nations when it comes to refugees said that the EU must move fast. They can't deal with this in a technocratic fashion. And all this leads to horrible, horrible tragedies like the one we're seeing today. It could and it couldn't. We just have to wait and see.
And do you think the Greek authorities will also ask for more help? Will also use this as an example for the way that the Greeks are overwhelmed by the influx?
I think, yes. I think if there's a moment for Greece to ask for not more help, just in their sense of, but in the sense of just enhancing security, identification controls to, of course, understand and verify the documents that are presented to them, the people themselves, everything. There is a need for Greece to ramp up all this, because it's receiving hundreds of thousands of people on a monthly basis, really. And this is something that a nearly bankrupt country can't just do on its own. Despite all the help it's getting from Europe, clearly it's not enough.